Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading. This one is the May 2020 monthly love prediction. So excited for this. Here are our piles over here. If you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can then skip ahead to your personal reading. But if you guys like to choose with crystals on the bottom of the cards, I'll be throwing some crystals on there right now. All right, so if you guys like to choose with crystals, here are today's crystal options. Over here we have some malachite. This is rainbow moonstone. This is pyrite, and then this is some fluorite over here. So again, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. And then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so group number 1, my malachite pile. If you guys chose this one, this is going to be your May monthly love prediction. So let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 1, here's what we have for you guys. We have the 5 of Swords being reversed, then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, then we have the 3 of Swords reversed, then we have the 10 of Pentacles right side up. So let's get into what all of this means. First off, these two cards, these sword cards, I am sensing that you guys are either healing from the past and you guys are finally closing some old wounds, getting over it, going through the healing process, or if you guys are in a relationship and nothing from the past has really bothered you, this is getting over some subconscious beliefs or patterns that have held you back in certain relationships or have caused some like self-sabotage in relationships, that kind of thing, or some things that have kept you single, some belief systems that have probably kept you from pursuing relationships or probably kept you single even when you've wanted a relationship. So you're finally healing from these things in the month of May, which is awesome news. So if you guys are in a relationship, I see your relationship actually getting significantly better because I see you confronting your own patterns, getting over them, possibly communicating them out in a relationship, but I feel like this is more of a personal journey for you guys. If you guys are single, I see that you guys are either healing from a past breakup and finally getting closure and healing those wounds to be able to move on and feel fulfilled on your own, or that you guys are healing from your own subconscious patterns and beliefs that have held you back or kept you single, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that resonates for most of you guys. And then over here with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, I see this almost as in the beginning of May, or maybe just in the recent past, you guys probably have felt like all of the things that were happening were all outside of your control. Although I feel like what you're realizing now and the part of the journey that you're on now is healing within the self and realizing that you can change certain things in order to be fulfilled and create fulfillment in your life and in your relationships. And so you're finally realizing that this is more of an internal thing. And there might have definitely been some external things going on around you, but there's a big internal part that's being healed and being brought to the light and to your conscious awareness so that it can be now transformed into something beautiful and healed and fixed. So I'm definitely seeing that for you guys. I feel like significantly, if you guys are in a relationship, your relationship is going to get significantly better in the month of May. Not that it was bad to begin with, but I just see a lot more abundance, a lot more happiness, and a lot more fulfillment, and a feeling of wholeness, a feeling of completeness. Maybe your heart was closed off. Even if you guys were in a relationship, this reading right here is telling me that you guys were still somehow closed off quite a bit from your partner and not letting them fully in. In the month of May, I feel like there's this whole new sense of fulfillment when we have the 10 of Pentacles over here. This is kind of like that feeling of wholeness, that feeling of like it's come full circle. You feel really, really good and really complete in a current relationship if you guys are in one. If you guys are single, I see that you're going to feel completely whole and complete on your own. Not that you guys are going to stop wanting a relationship if you guys want one. This is just the realization of like you're finally healing yourself, you're getting over some patterns, some subconscious beliefs, and possibly some hurt from the past. And oh, my throat there. That was kind of funny. Anyway, you guys are getting over some of those things and you're going to reach a stage of feeling entirely complete. It's going to be really beautiful. And I feel like there's a new sense of purpose here that's being found for you guys, which is really exciting. So let's add on 2 more cards to get some more information on this. So we have the card of engagement, and then we have the card of flirt over here. So again, yes, I see you guys opening up so much more. If you guys are in a relationship, again, you're gonna like reach a new level of ascension in this relationship. It's going to a higher level, possibly even a higher level of commitment. So some of you guys might notice that your relationship just gets deeper. I'm not necessarily seeing like an engagement or anything like that. Maybe some of you guys are engaged, maybe some of you guys are married, maybe some of you guys are just in a relationship and you already live with your partner. Whatever the case may be, no matter where you guys are at, I'm just sensing that it's going to reach a stronger bond. I'm not necessarily seeing like actual like deeper commitment in a way of like engagements or weddings or stuff like that. But what I am seeing is definitely like a stronger, like I said, bond and commitment between you two, just because there's a deeper, like you guys are opening up your heart deeper. And it's going to strengthen the bond between you and your partner. Like it's going to solidify it very powerfully. So look out for that, guys. You guys are definitely reaching a deeper part of your relationship. I think you're going to feel more love than you've ever felt before. I think you're going to feel more excited, more loving, more fun, more fulfilled, and more whole and complete than you ever have felt before. If you guys are in a relationship, if you guys are not in a relationship, I just see you're just strengthening that internal bond. You're finally opening up your heart to have fun again, flirt again, all that jazz. So I feel like you guys are definitely going to feel ready. If you guys have been healing from the past, you're finally going to feel ready to open up again in the month of May. You're finally going to feel healed and complete. And then again, if you guys are in a relationship, it's just strengthening that bond a lot. So let's add on 2 more cards here. We have the card of your guidance is divinely guided, which is Akasha. And then we have you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So yeah, you don't need to overthink anything. Maybe you guys have been overthinkers in the past, which has kept you a little bit closed off in relationships, or maybe has kept you from healing fully, or maybe kept you in a certain pattern that's always been repeating itself. But you're already on your way to healing that. It's already happening. Just keep facing the area that you want to go, keep facing your trajectory. You're already doing it. This is just what this card is confirming. And then Akasha is, you're just being divinely guided in this direction. You're going in the right direction. If you guys are ever unsure, because I'm sensing from this pile that you guys are overthinkers for sure, whether you're in a relationship or not, you guys are overthinkers. So these cards are just coming out as reassurance to tell you you're on the right path. You're not making a mistake right now. You're doing all of the right things. Just trust it. Go with the flow of it. Allow your heart to sing. Allow your heart to reach that deeper level of love and commitment, and enjoy it. Have fun, flirt, enjoy the romance. 2 more cards that we have over here is communion, and then we have divine wisdom. Okay, so communion, again, you guys are strengthening the bonds in your current relationship, or at least opening up your heart to be in a relationship once again. So I'm just seeing like a deeper level of commitment in this card, communion, coming together. I do feel like you guys are gonna have a pretty significant bond with even your friends and your family, and I feel like that's even gonna get deeper. You just have this new sense of like opening up wider and bigger than you've ever been before. Not even just in love. This is with everything. I feel like you're going to like have this this golden aura of happiness around you, which is what I'm seeing from this card right here. And I feel like it's just going to, you guys are just bursting open in the best way. I just love it. And then we also have divine wisdom over here. So I feel like you guys are going to be learning so much in the month of May, especially with yourselves. You guys, again, are deep thinkers. The fact that you think so much makes you very aware in the world, and it makes you a very smart person. And you're going to be learning a lot from this, but you're going to be also learning to not overthink so much. You're going to be learning how to just open up and feel and trust and allowing yourself to love. A lot of overthinkers tend to hold themselves back from love because they tend to, again, overthink things. And the logical mind then takes up precedence over the emotional mind. And it's harder to allow in emotions. It's harder to even feel your emotions because you tend to just overthink them and analyze them too much. And then they just become logical things of blah. But again, it makes you a very smart person, but it's time to balance those out. And I see you guys finally balancing those out in the month of May. And then our last card for you guys, of course, this is so fitting, taking risks. Trust it. A lot of you guys that probably chose this pile are people that you tend to hold yourself back from taking a risk because you're either scared of getting hurt, you overthink things too much, you are maybe a little bit pessimistic in terms of if any little thing goes wrong, you might be thinking like, oh, that's it, it's done, it's over, it wasn't the one, it wasn't the thing for me. This is time to take risk, trust. It's okay if you get hurt in the end. Open up that heart of yours, be ready to take that risk, because that's the only way to truly experience something, is to fully envelop yourself in it for whatever the experience might be. So sometimes things don't work out, sometimes they do, but you'll never find out unless you go fully into it. You can never be halfway in the doorway and expect to experience the whole house if you never fully get inside the house and you just stay standing in the doorway. You're never going to understand what true love is. You're never going to understand the deepness. You know, you'll never understand if that house was the perfect house for you if you don't actually step in and walk around and experience the house. Don't judge a book by its cover. You can't just read the first sentence and then close the book and say, yep, I already know what that book was about. I don't want to know the ending. I'm too scared to read the ending because then the book will be over. Gotta fully envelop yourself into it. You know, this could be your forever person that you might be with. It's time to deepen that connection. It's time to fully allow this person into your life. Take that risk, soar through it. Hopefully you guys are getting what I'm saying by all these different metaphors of basically repeating the exact same thing. But it could be the person. Or if you guys are single, if you do not open yourself up, you're never going to find the one or find the perfect person because, again, the metaphors about the house. If you're only stepping in like for 2 seconds and you're standing in the doorway, again, you're not going to be able to experience the whole house. And your overthinking mind is probably thinking like, ooh, I've experienced a little bit of it, and I see a little bit, that must be what the whole thing is like. And you guys tell me, when was the last time you walked into a house and you took one step inside and you knew exactly what the whole entire house had to offer? You knew exactly how many bedrooms were in there, you knew exactly how many bathrooms were in there, you knew exactly how it was decorated throughout. You probably didn't know any of that, unless the realtor told you or the person told you. But without that, like, you don't know what it's like. You don't know how fulfilling it might be unless you take off your shoes, you stay a little while, and you experience it. Anyway, I'm going to stop using this metaphor. I'm just repeating myself already, but I'm sure you guys get the point. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so group number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your May love prediction. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 2, this is what we have for you guys. So we have the Empress reversed, then we have Art reversed, then we have the 4 of Cups being reversed, and then we have the 7 of Swords. upright. And I just want to mention that we have a lot of moon energy happening in these cards. So we have the moon, then we have the moon over here, then we have the moon over here, and then the moon over here, and then the moon over here, and then the moon over here. So tons of moon energy. This is really telling me that you guys are probably going to have a pretty emotional type of month. So this can mean that the emotions are on the rise, you're feeling a lot of things, and the fact that we have a lot of reversals here, it can mean that maybe you're going through a little bit of the downwards spiral of emotions a little bit. So this can be when we are feeling a little bit sad or feeling a little bit frustrated, especially because of the current situation. I know a lot of us are probably getting really antsy and just feeling like we're missing out on quite a bit. So you guys might be in that emotion a little bit. If you guys are in a relationship, I'm also kind of sensing that there's going to be a little bit of disagreements kind of happening over here. With Empress being reversed, this is telling me that you guys are probably either overindulging in certain things, like food, maybe eating an excess of food, maybe just not having a healthy diet, not really taking care of yourself to your fullest, because Empress, when she's right side up, she really nurtures herself. She knows how to take care of herself very, very well. When she's reversed, it's the opposite. So it's like when we're kind of like neglecting a little bit in ourselves. Since this is a love reading, we might feel a little bit neglected by our partner. We might feel a little bit ignored by our partner. This can also be when we are accidentally ignoring our partner and taking too much time to ourselves and not really giving them enough, especially if you guys live with your partner and, you know, we're all in quarantine right now. I know it can feel like you're spending so much time with them because you're constantly with them if you live with them. What was I about to say? Anyway, this kind of leads to possibly not actually spending quality time with them. Just because they're in the same house doesn't mean you're actually like spending time with them. So you guys might be feeling in this boat, or you guys might accidentally be doing this to your partner. If you guys are currently single and stuff like that, you could just be feeling like you're going through a bit of a dry time where you feel just like not loved, you feel not nurtured by a partner. Maybe it's getting to you guys a little bit because you're used to like going out and having fun, going on dates, other stuff like that. But it's just feeling like you're getting a bit antsy. It's not really happening right now, which is why art is upside down, because this is usually passion, pouring in the passion and all your creativity. But it being upside down, it feels like you don't have the opportunity to really do that. So if you guys are single, yes, you're getting a little bit antsy, feeling a little bit tired of this like drought that you're going through, that we're all seemingly going through. So that can be getting to you quite a bit. Then we do also have the Four of Cups being reversed, and this kind of signifies the same thing, but it also talks about the fact that you guys are too focused on the negative things, or you're too focused on the things that you can't do, rather than focusing on the opportunities that are in front of you. So the Four of Cups, when it's reversed, is actually realizing all the opportunities that are in front of you and being able to reach out and take that cup. So I feel like by mid-May, you're going to have this realization where you guys kind of like wake up to the idea of, oh wait, I can be doing things. I do have opportunity in front of me. I can get out and actually make things happen, or I guess stay in and make things happen, whatever the case may be by the mid-month of May or mid-time of the month of May. So ending with the Seven of Swords over here though, this is kind of feeling like you guys have been, like something's been taken away from you, and I know a lot of us are feeling that way right now. So it can just be that, you know, you guys are just letting that emotion kind of seep in and kind of get to you during the month of May. So there's a little bit of that going on for sure. But let's add some more cards on here to find out a little bit more about what's happening over here. All right, so we have separation and then we have religious factors. So religious factors is just making me think about society. So societal factors keeping you enclosed or away from what you could normally be doing. So you're kind of letting that get to you in the moment. So your love life is definitely feeling like it's on hold. Even if you guys do have a partner and you live with them, it still feels like your love life is on hold because you can't actually go out and do the fun things that you would normally do. Yeah, it's definitely feeling like somehow this is still getting to you, and it's maybe the indoor date nights aren't as fun anymore. Or if you guys are single, of course, then it's plain and simple. Society's definitely currently holding you back from going out and experiencing a love life, having a love life, and it's just feeling like it's being kind of taken away from you. It's being cheated out of your life at the moment. And then separation, of course. If you guys are in a relationship and maybe it's long distance, or maybe you guys just don't live together, maybe it's a lot harder to see each other right now, and this is why it's feeling like separation. If you guys are single, of course, this is pretty obvious. It just means that you're pretty separate from even having the potential of seeing potential people, potential partners, and you're just feeling like a bit separate from the rest of the world. If you guys aren't even interested in anyone right now, or not even interested in love at all, this is kind of just indicating that, again, you're just feeling separate from the world in general. You're feeling like very secluded, probably laying in bed, watching more Netflix. Who knows what you guys are doing, but again, it just feels like it doesn't feel normal right now. And of course, it makes sense why these cards are coming up given the current situation that we're in. But yeah, definitely, I do see a little bit of positivity coming around mid-May, where it just seems like you guys realize a newer opportunity or a new idea that you could be pursuing at the moment. The next two cards that we have over here is Starseed and Imrama. So what lights you up? And then we have where are you being called to journey to? So what lights you up? That card's pretty powerful in the sense that I do feel like around mid-May, you're going to really be thinking about what can I do to actually entertain myself? What can I be doing to actually have fun either with my partner or while I'm single, etc., etc. I feel like you guys are going to have an epiphany around mid-May about what to do about that. And then where are you being called to journey to? I do feel like you guys are going to have, again, this is more about that epiphany of these ideas about what can I be doing right now. And I feel like you guys are going to have more options around mid-May in terms of ideas of what you can be doing to stay entertained or stay, you know, have your love life keep growing and, you know, still be on the road of your love life instead of putting it on hold. The next two cards that we have over here is Assurance and Devotion. So these two cards, Assurance is just, you know, I'm almost getting the word reassurance in my head. I don't know why. It's just being sure about your future, you know, being solid about your future, finally creating this new idea when you felt separate, and putting energy forward in a positive, optimistic way, which can be a hard thing, but I do, again, feel like you guys are getting this epiphany around mid-May. And then Devotion over here. I feel like you're going to finally realize that this is all, like, you're in control more than you think. Not in the sense of you're in control of, like, what's happening in society right now, but more in the sense of you can make the most of it in this moment, and it just all depends on your mindset. I really feel like this big realization is going to happen around mid-May for you guys. And our last card is Embracing. If you guys are in a relationship, I see it getting significantly better by mid to end May. I feel like it's going to deepen in the levels of what it currently is, just because of, you know, again, there's probably a bit of conflict happening because there's a bit of sadness or depression happening because of the current situation. But again, it's getting over that and finally reaching a deeper level of, you know, at least we're in this together type of feeling. If you guys are single, it's just embracing the current situation and finding the best outcomes of it for the current situation that you guys are in, so that we're all in, I guess. So this is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your May love prediction. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 3, this is what we have for you guys. We have the 3 of Wands reversed, we have the Devil right side up, then we have the 2 of Swords right side up, and then we have the 3 of Wands being reversed over here. So immediately I'm getting, if you guys are in a relationship, or even if you guys aren't, I get this feeling from these 2 cards right here, the Devil and the 2 of Swords, that somehow you guys are stuck in a little bit of an illusion or stuck in a little bit of a fear-based mindset. And what I mean by that is you guys might not even notice that you're in this because of the fact that we have the Devil and the Two of Swords. But if you guys are in a relationship, this is kind of the situation where, you know, if your partner says something with a weird undertone or they use the wrong word or something like that, I feel like you guys overthink it and you guys let your worries kind of consume you, or you question a little bit too much. Again, you're overthinking, but you're stuck in a bit of an illusion because of your fears. You might be fearing something that has happened to you in the past or a certain pattern that you've noticed before, and you fear it resurfacing. This could be like something way deep in your subconscious. It could be something that you've even observed before from your parents, but something somehow is kind of keeping you stuck in an illusion. And even if you guys are single, I think you guys are dealing with some sort of illusion or fear that you guys have regarding romance or love. So it can even be that you guys are staying single and keeping yourselves single as a way of protecting yourselves. And this is why we have the Two of Swords, because this is usually when she's blindfolded and holding these two swords over her heart in order to protect herself. And she won't take off the blindfold to actually see what's out there because it's out of fear or just an illusionary belief that you have, so you don't even realize that you're even wearing a blindfold, for example. So I feel like you guys are stuck in this. So your May love prediction is finally confronting this and facing this. And I feel like a lot of you guys will have time to reflect on this and kind of notice it happening. So if you guys are in a relationship, again, I feel like you guys overthink a lot of different things, or you're stuck in illusion or stuck in a fear that something bad is going to happen. And so you're kind of keeping yourselves a little bit closed off. But I see you guys opening up slowly. Although we do have these 2-3 cards reversed, and 3s, they usually indicate like love, openness, cheeriness, but they're reversed. And so I feel like you guys are closing yourself off from feeling the full amount of happiness and cheer or optimism, or even getting ready to open yourselves up to love. Any of those above options, somehow you're closing yourself off a little bit, whether you're in a relationship or single, and you're not allowing yourself to fully experience the joy that could be had. So this monthly love May prediction, I would say, is finally realizing this and starting to confront it and heal it. With the Three of Swords being reversed over here, I feel like you guys are feeling a little bit restricted at the moment. You can't go as far as you would like to in terms of love at the moment, so maybe you're feeling a bit separate from your partner. Maybe you guys are possibly in a long-distance relationship or in a relationship where you guys can't see each other as often given the current worldly circumstances that we're in. So this is a possibility, or you're feeling, if you're single, you just feel like you can't even get yourself out there even if you wanted to, and so that's a little bit of a damper. And then the Three of Pentacles sort of indicates the same thing. It's like we can't really fully get into our collaborative effort that we wanted to, or we aren't exactly meeting each other on the same page because of the way that we're currently thinking and the way that we're not currently fully opening up. So let's add on 2 more cards to get some more information on this. We have very soon and true love. So if you guys are single, I do see that there's a potential to meet somebody very soon and open yourselves up very soon. If you guys are currently in a relationship, I do see this healing very quickly. And I do see yourselves opening up and getting to a much deeper level of this relationship. So true love, wow. Once you guys start healing yourselves of this current illusory mindset, wow, you're really gonna open yourselves up to some deep, true love. Also, I do want to mention for some of you guys, I'm really getting a message for some of you guys right now. You will know whether this message is for you or not. Some of you guys, it does not apply whatsoever, what I'm about to say. But I'm just getting for some of you, if you guys are in a relationship, some of you guys might be in a toxic relationship and you might be in denial of that. So you'll know if I'm talking to you, you'll know. For the rest of you guys, that's not what this means at all. But I do want to say there's a small portion of you, it's a small portion, that some of you guys are stuck in a bit of a toxic relationship, but you're in a little bit of denial of that. And I think, yeah, there's an illusion there. But, okay, back to the rest of this. You guys will know if I'm talking to you. Back to the rest of you guys. Very soon, I feel like this relationship is going to deepen to a whole new level of true love. Yeah. If you guys are single, I feel like you guys have the potential of meeting your true love very shortly. If you guys are stuck in that toxic relationship, I do see it ending in the next few months. And I feel like immediately after, you guys are going to be in a new relationship with somebody that is actually very good to you. All right, but yeah, that's a small portion of you that are in a toxic relationship. Very small portion, but just had to say that. I really got that message coming through, like a good 20% of you are possibly in a toxic relationship. But again, if you guys get out of that, I feel like you're in a relationship quite shortly after, like less than a year after, and it's with somebody who loves you very, very deeply, like a true love that you've never really experienced before. All right, continuing on. The next two cards that we have over here is Warrior Woman and the Great Gathering. All right, so the Warrior Woman, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? So I feel like, first off, I want to talk to the 20% of you that are possibly in a toxic relationship. So Warrior Woman, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? If you weren't afraid of getting hurt, if you weren't afraid of being single, if you weren't afraid of making a mistake, what would you do? You'd probably leave that relationship. So let that speak to you for that 20% of you. The rest of you guys, those of you that are letting your fears get to you, whether you're single or in a relationship, and you're letting your fears of being scared if it might go wrong, being scared of if you're making the right decision, being scared of this person not liking you, being scared of opening up your heart deeper, being scared of opening up fully. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? You'd open up your heart so fully and you'd experience that true love. I do feel like if you guys are in a relationship, most of you guys are in a very beautiful relationship, but you're not opening up enough to actually experience the deepness of it. So if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Become that warrior. Allow this sword to get out of your face. The two of the swords over here and this Warrior Woman, both holding the swords in front of their heart and their face to protect. You can't love that way. There's no possible way to love. And so let that down. If you guys are single, you'll find a relationship very shortly after letting down your guard and letting down that sword and letting go of your fears. If you guys are in a relationship, you're immediately going to experience what true love actually is. Woo, beautiful. And then the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuition, intuitive hits. Sorry, it's so hard to see this writing without my glasses. Soul Tribe. So a lot of you guys are with a soulmate right now. If you guys are in a relationship, most of you guys are with your soulmate. It's coming together, intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. Soul Tribe is like soulmates. So if you guys just let go, let down your guard, open up your heart, you're going to experience some true love that you've never experienced before. Those of you that are single, I feel like you're going to get surrounded by your soulmates once you take down your guard. And it's just going to pour right in. The next two cards that we have for you guys is the Sun and Salvation. All right, so the Sun adds beauty, pureness, light to any reading that it ends up in. So it's very beautiful. I feel like this is just a really good omen. It's letting you know that everything is going to be okay. Especially if you let down your guard, I feel like you're going to experience an abundance of joy, an abundance of emotions, an abundance of happiness. The Sun is such a good card. I feel like, again, you're just like letting the light pour in. But currently holding up that sword in front of your face, you're creating a dark space where you can hide and it feels safe. But once you open that up, you get to experience the Sun. You get to experience true love immediately. The next card, the Salvation card, or yeah, Salvation. Oh my God, I almost read that as salivation. Yes, guys, you're going to be salivating a lot in the month of May. Just kidding. well, maybe. But anyway, salvation. I feel like you guys are going to offer yourselves a salvation, a service. You're doing yourselves a service. And what's the word I'm looking for? There's a particular word that I'm looking for, but I guess I'll just continue using the word salvation. But you're going to create a salvation for yourselves by letting your heart be open, essentially. So it's like you finally allow yourselves and rescue yourselves. And then our last card is change. You're going along the winds of change, my friends. And you're going to beautiful places. You're going towards, sailing towards true love. As long as you open up your heart, you let down your guard, you let go of overthinking, you let go of your fears, you're on the winds of change to true love with soulmate energy. That is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 3, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so my last pile, pile number 4. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your May love prediction. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, this is what we have for you guys. So we have the 9 of Swords over here, then we have the Knight of Swords, then we have the 10 of Wands being reversed, and then we have the Princess or Page of Discs or Pentacles. So let's get into what all this means. So first off, I want to say that you guys are probably letting your thoughts overcome you. This has been a theme in most of the piles so far, but I guess given the current situation that we're in, a lot of us seem to be going through some worries or overthinking just because we have a lot more time on our hands, and overthinking tends to happen when we have more time on our hands. So seems like a lot of us are going through that. So the month of May for you guys, starting off with the 9 of Swords, I would say is overthinking or expecting the worst or things like that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. The Knight of Swords also kind of indicates the same things. This can be some rash decisions, very quick decisions, things that we just jump on first beat before even truly thinking about it. It's also some news that can come in really quick. So I feel like you guys are going to receive some news in the beginning of May, and this can be regarding love or like somebody that's coming into your life that comes in really quickly in the month of May. Although I don't see like a ton of romance happening or blossoming because of it, but I do feel like there's like some news coming in or some like a pretty urgent message. So if you guys are in a relationship, this can just mean that you guys are having some pretty deep talks. It's a lot, it's mindful, it's communicative, and not necessarily mindful, but just there's a lot happening in the mind. So you guys might have some pretty deep discussions and stuff like that if you guys are in a relationship. So essentially what I'm getting is that you guys might be really trying to control a lot that's happening right now and realizing that you can't control everything, especially when we do have the 10 of Wands being reversed over here. So there can be something like delays that are happening currently in your relationship, or even if you guys are single, you're feeling like you're being held back from experiencing love or experiencing some deeper things. And it can be really getting to you when we have the 9 of Swords over here. So I do feel like there's some things that are definitely bothering you, some things that are out of your control that now are changing. They're changing as fast as the wind, which is why we have the Knight of Swords over here. So for your love life in the month of May, I feel like there's going to be a lot of quick decisions that need to be made, a lot of rearranging, stuff like that, things that are out of your control. So if you guys are single, again, this is just feeling like you guys want a change really bad. I do again feel like there's possibly somebody that can come in more of a communication sense, since they're the Swords, so I don't necessarily see any dates happening, but it could be somebody messaging you that's really interested in you, probably messaging you on social media, because the Swords resemble like text messages, calling, social media, stuff like that. So I do see somebody possibly trying to flirt with you or slide into those DMs in the month of May if you guys are single. It could even happen to you guys if you guys are in a relationship, so watch out. There can be somebody trying to swoop in over there. So especially since we have those birds, they're trying to swoop, guys. So that is definitely a possibility. So be on the lookout, you guys. Moving forward, there is, yeah, definitely the need to let go of some control issues here. The Page of Pentacles is showing me that there isn't a huge love focus, or there's not a lot changing in the month of May for you guys in terms of like big romantic things happening, other than, you know, the swooper. The swooper is here. He's upon us. Watch out. Is he a good swooper? I don't know. I don't necessarily see love blossoming from this, so I don't think so. For some of you guys, maybe the love isn't blossoming just because of the current situation. Who knows? You'll have to let me know how this swooper situation goes. For those of you that are in a relationship, though, I do see this like practical approach, big decisions that possibly need to be had. Maybe you guys need to rearrange something at the moment. Maybe something pretty important was happening for you guys during this time and it needs to be rearranged. And definitely just like a lot of planning, a lot of reorganizing, getting used to this new lifestyle type of thing, realizing that most of your romantic life has now taken to the hills of social media instead. So I feel like a lot of that is happening for most of you guys. Again, if you're in a relationship, hopefully you guys live with the person maybe and you guys can see them more often. But if not, I feel like, yeah, definitely a lot of it has taken to just texting, calling, stuff like that. So whew, definitely a lot of that happening for you guys, a lot of getting used to a new life here. Let's add a couple more cards on here to see some more information. So the fact that we have wedding coming up, this is very interesting. So again, I feel like you're being swooped. Somebody wants to... Anyway, let's let that joke die now. I've used it enough. Anyway, some of you guys, I'm feeling like there might be a small portion of you guys that have had to put your wedding on hold or put some big, like, exciting events that you maybe had planned on hold. So maybe some of you guys who chose this pile were planning on getting married this year, and maybe that's on hold at the moment, or it's up in the air and you have to let go of trying to control it or trying to make it happen. This can also just talk about big things that we had planned for ourselves in terms of like our love lives. So maybe you had some cool dates planned, or maybe you had like some cool events planned that you were gonna go to with your significant other that are now on hold, and you need to let go of trying to control that or letting it upset you. The next option, the second option, if you guys are single, this is talking about that you guys had a lot of hopes and dreams and you need to let go of trying to push it in a direction that it currently can't go. So currently you probably can't meet this person that's swooping you. Oh my gosh, Jem, let the joke go. I keep referring back to that joke. I find it so funny. These birds totally look like swoopers. And this dude looks like a swooper. Like, just look at that face. That's a guy who's a swooper. Let go of trying to control the situation. If you guys are single and you guys have been desiring to go on dates and stuff, try to let go of that. It's on hold. Stick to the communication via Instagram and DMs and stuff for now, I guess. So, yes, let's add a couple more cards on here to find out some more information. We have soul family, call in your tribe, you don't have to do it alone. And then we have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So if you guys have had to put on hold some of the major events that you guys have had planned, trust your path. If you knew it was all going to work out, what would you do? And it is all going to work out. Trust it. You don't have to be alone. Call in your soul tribe. You don't have to do this alone. There could be some things that you're really trying to control right now, some things that are going haywire, that are not working out. So just trust. Do what you would do if you knew that everything was going to work out. Be in the mindset of everything working out. Let go and allow it to be what it is. And again, you don't have to do it alone. You're supported by people. You're supported by your friends. You're supported by your family, your soul family, the people that you feel really close with. Allow those people to come in and support you and comfort you during this time if there's lots of transitions happening or there's lots of changes in your current life plans that have had to be made. Our next two cards that we have is truth and patterns. All right, so the truth card coming up. It's time to just accept the truth, accept what, has come through. Speak your truth. If you are feeling worried or concerned about certain things, just speak your truth. Feel open to communicate about it. We have a lot of communication cards over here. Don't let it keep you up at night. Don't let it bother you to the point where you're holding it all internally and you are trying to control a situation so deeply. Allow the truth to be heard and allow it to break the cycle of these patterns. You guys might notice that maybe you're struggling with your mental health a little bit. It might be a pattern because what you guys need to do is open up, speak your truth, and allow yourself to be supported by your soul family, the people that you feel very connected to. Allow that support to come through. And our last card that we have is courage. Have courage through this time. Yes, it might be full of a lot of different worries, lots of different things happening. The month of May looks like it's going to be a month where there might be a lot of things that you're trying to, put all your eggs in one basket, but maybe that basket is broken and it's time to just let it go and trust that you can find a new basket for all of your eggs. It's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine. And then courage. Have courage through these rough times, these rough waters. Keep sailing on through and you will get to a more peaceful time, I promise. So this is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.